Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm answering a list of questions sent to me on my Instagram. So let's get into it. These are a combination of questions in all honesty, so some may be repetitive, but it's also good to have everything in one place. So let me see. I gotta swipe, so. What is the timeline for intake process for a graduate chapter? It really depends on your organization. Timelines are different. Check out my video on intake timelines so that you'll know particularly what timelines actually look like, but it depends on the organization. Graduate chapter has intake in different seasons, so it could be fall, it could be spring, fall could be anywhere between August through December. Spring can be anywhere between January and May, and then you may even have summer, depending on what you have going on. Summer start dates really depends on the organizations, but typically you have fall or spring type season, if that makes sense. I wonder if there's a way that I can do based off of. Okay, so I will do graduate first, and then I might do another video for undergraduate. I think that's how I'll do it. So this is going to be the graduate chapter video. So let's go back. So I answer that. How many community service hours should you have? Community service hours depends on, again, the organization. It also depends on what time of year you're looking at. Different organizations may have different timelines where they expect you to have your community service hours done. So make sure you look at your membership page for that organization on their national website to know what timeline they expect you to have certain hours done, as well as how many. Some organizations don't have a minimum. I think, to be safe, a good number to have would be 20 to 25 hours minimum for a graduate chapter. Typically I would say to have that within a like a 3 to 6 month period, I think is reasonable. But again, check your membership page for specific details on what they expect. Excuse my dog, he's acting crazy. For letters of recommendation, if I get someone who's already in it, do they have to be active? Again, that depends on your organization. Some organizations will say, as long as they're a member of the organization, we will accept the recommendation letter. Some people will be very specific and say that person has to be financially active in order for them to write your recommendation letter. So just make sure you check the membership page for those specific details. Any advice for someone who just crossed? What would you tell a new member? I would say be open to feedback. You're joining an organization and it's very new and it's very exciting, but you also want to make sure that you are always upholding your organization in a positive light. Some people join an organization and then they'll go right back to, well, I don't want to say that, but some people join an organization and you just be out here doing crazy stuff. And you can't be like that once you join an organization. There is going to be a new spotlight placed on you to where people are looking at you as far as you being a member of an organization, not you being a person. And I'm an advocate for always saying, you know, I'm Kelsey. I'm not Kelsey the Sigma Gamma Rho, but in actuality, I am Kelsey the Sigma Gamma Rho, and Sigma Gamma Rho is always going to be attached to my name because of what I am perceived as out here in the world. Like, I'm no longer just a person. I am a person that's part of the organization. So be mindful of that. Also, just enjoy it. It is a very exciting time to be a part of an organization. So be very open to wanting to try new things. Be very open to being helpful. Part of being in the organization is to be of service. So you're going to want to make sure that you are doing your part in making sure that you're supporting your chapter and supporting your leadership, and always being that person that they can count on. Not always, but just being readily available to help, because that's part of being a new member, is being helpful and learning new things and learning how to eventually grow into a leadership role in the future. It's not just it's not just being a part of an organization so that you can say that you're part of the organization. You have to actually do work. So making sure that you are trying to learn new roles, because those people who are in leadership, they don't want to be in those leadership positions forever. So make sure that you are learning how to do certain things so that when it's your time to step up, you will take up the mantle with ease because you've already been learning it since the beginning. I feel like this is going to be a very long video. Any advice for someone who just crossed? I already did that one. Undergrad, we'll come back to that. What should you do if they aren't responding? I would assume that you mean if they're not responding by email or social media. My very first thought would be to be mindful of the time of year that you're messaging. It's summertime. Oh my gosh, it's summertime. It's summertime. So for example, with a lot of sorority or fraternity calendars, a lot of calendars in around the May, June period. So if you're messaging people about your interests around times like this, a lot of people will probably not be responding because they're gathering up their data or wrapping everything up from the previous year to start a new year. So checking their emails isn't going to be something that's like the forefront of their mind, because this time of year is the year where they're wrapping things up. So just be mindful of that. General rule of etiquette, my rule of etiquette is if you've messaged someone, give it about 2 weeks for them to respond if it's not in a period like this. And if they don't respond after that 2-week period, then send a polite follow-up message and see if they respond then. If they don't respond to any of that, you can also go up the chain of command to see like who's over the area, if there's someone you can contact that way. But check out my video on etiquette for interest if you want more details on that. How to save and prepare for your first conference, state, regional, or nationals. Great question. I think that it's important to have those dates already on your calendar. A lot of people or I can only speak for myself actually. So when I am planning a event for the sorority, like a conference or state, regional, and national, depending on what you're doing, I just put money aside every month, and this is for every trip that I go on. If I know that I'm going a certain place and I know how much it costs, that includes registration fee, travel, like gas or accommodations, I will look all of that stuff up in advance, and I'll just put money away in a separate account that I don't touch and keep putting money in that account leading up to that time. There's some other tips and tricks. If you guys want to hear tips and tricks on how to save for travel for your sorority life, let me know. I have a lot of information that I can share with that, and I don't mind sharing. So like this video and I'll provide that for you. From the outside looking in, how can you tell if the sisterhood is truly there? That's a good question. Be observant. When you attend events, I'm more of a observer if I'm attending something rather than a gotta go around and talk to people kind of person. So what I used to do when I was in undergrad, or even now when I do stuff with other organizations, I'll just observe, just watch people, watch how they talk to each other, watch how they interact with other people, and you can kind of tell like right off the bat who is really close and who's not so close, who's a little standoffish. Just be observant, and that'll kind of give you an idea. And the more that you attend events, the more you can recognize the people's attitudes and like reactions to certain things. You can get a better sense of how people are by doing that. Oh, this is a good question. We all have our reasons for wanting to join, but what made you remain active? Oh my gosh. What made me remain active? You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't know why I'm still active. I think I just take it's like personal pride for me to know that if I'm out here putting content about being active in your organization and being a good role model, that I have to do what I'm telling you guys to do. What is it? What's that called? I forget what that's called. Like lead by example. Lead by example. I think it's very important. So I can't be out here telling you guys to pay your dues and be active once you cross, and I'm not doing it. Mind you, there was a period when I wasn't active. I took a year off, and I took it off for school so that I could solely focus on that. And I think that was my 1 year out of my entire 11 years of being in my organization. So technically I've been active for 10. My 1 year out of my entire sorority life that I wasn't active, and it was for, you know, school reasons. Other than that, I would have remained active. How do you know which organization is for you? That is a long question. Check out my video on how to choose between 2 organizations, check out, I'll try to link all the videos that I'm talking about in my description box. But if you guys want an updated video on how to choose, like this video, and I'm more than happy to create that for you. But my very, like, one piece of advice that I will always tell people is do your research, and do your research as if you don't know anything about the organization that you think you want to join. List your reasons for why you want to join an organization first, and then see if your reasons, by reasons I mean your values, your morals, what's your personal mission statement, see if those things match the organizations that you're looking at. Mind you, I said organizations, so that means that you shouldn't just go to the organization that you think you want to join. Look at all the organizations, not just the 2 that you're choosing between. Look at them all and see if their values or their mission statement matches yours, and that'll give you a good sense of where you should start. And sometimes it doesn't match, the organization that you thought you want to join doesn't match your morals. That's a sign, and you should look into that. Same thing. First steps when trying to join an organization: do your research. Check out my video on that. At the end of one of your videos, can you include your probate if you had one? To be honest, I think my probate was such poor quality because it was the early, not necessarily the early 2000s, it was 2012, but the video, the camera quality is not the quality that you guys see today. So I don't know if I will do that. I thought of doing it. I think I said if I got 3,000 plus followers on my Instagram, I would do a reaction video of my probate. So if you guys really want to see that, you should go like my Instagram. Go follow my Instagram so I can get 3,000 followers. What else? I think that was it for graduate chapter. If you guys have any other videos, any other questions, any other things that I have not yet talked about, please put them in the comments below. I'm happy to create a video on it and help you guys out some more. I hope that you guys enjoy that Q&A. I gotta run back through and find my undergrad so I can film that next. But if you guys like that video, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.